Canada signed on to the Paris Accord. They didn't meet their targets. The US pulled out of the Paris Accord. They met their targets under Donald Trump. The issue is not whether or not we sign on to the Paris Accord. The issue is the resolve to make sure that we leave the future, for future generations, better environment than what we inherited. There is no partisanship in the environment. We must work together to make sure that we are protecting the environment. The carbon tax doesn't reduce emissions, it just increases revenues. We need to ensure that we adopt technology that will bring down emissions, that will increase conservation, and we have to have a credible environmental plan, and that plan has to have a component of education to change the way we interact with the environment. It is very important that we look at the entire life cycle of a product. So even when we commit to something like net zero, we should not be virtue signaling to use the environment as virtue signaling. We have to ensure that we look at the entire life cycle of a product. So even if we have a green product, we have to look at the entire production from the start to the finish, such as green energy, such as green cars, electric cars. What is the entire product? I'm very concerned with things like electric vehicles, that we do not consider the fact that it starts off in poor countries, in some African countries where children as young as 5 years old are working in cobalt mines. So when we think of protecting the environment, we must think of the entire impact, the entire life cycle.